So today I want to talk about self-realization, and that is something that I mainly do. Anything that I express to the world, the main underlying message is to really help all of us living a lifestyle and the way of being of self-realization. And I want to share a little bit of my background, how I got to do what I'm doing, and also to contrast and compare different modalities and people expressing their voice and to really connect the dots and see if this makes sense to you, right? So we are living in this life in the material physical world in the 21st century, and people are seeking peace, freedom, love, joy. Those are the things, the qualities in life that I think not everybody would want, right? Not I don't think anybody who do not wants to have and experience those stuff like love, freedom, and peace. And then I think the way in which people seek to experience that is different. And what I mean by that is that I have always been a seeker of the truth, to really find out the the optimum way of living life. And I have been opening up to the spiritual path and I have studied different people. I have always been also into this personal development industry of sort of becoming the person to live the life that you desire and to create fulfillment in life. So when I look at all the people, who are known, I want to sort of name one by one in a moment. And then to look at, okay, how do I actually want to live this life, right? And so, but then what everybody's seeking is love, freedom, and peace. Let's just narrow it down, right? I mean, happiness is one of them, but peace, love, and freedom. Yeah. So when you dive into the world of personal development, such as Tony Robbins, right? Jim Rohn, Brian Tracy, Jack Canfield, Chicken Soup for the Soul, Bob Proctor. Many people know those names. They're talking about becoming the person, right? That becoming the person to be able to form a certain identity and belief in you. And then when you cultivate that belief, you will attract the outside circumstance based on who you are becoming. So they're talking about the law of cause and effect, the inside reflect the outside. Yeah. The outside reflecting the inside. So to be the cause inside, to be able to create the life that we want to be living in the outside. And it requires action. It requires positive mental attitude. It requires breaking away from all the false beliefs and mental construct to begin expanding and to create a new level of awareness. And those people who are in the personal development industry, they're driven by success, right? And success, a definition of success is interesting, but then often the definition, people who are driven by success um, has this sort of drive to build a business, the drive to expand their message, to expand their capacity to deliver the message to the world. Yeah. And the end result is a certain achievement, an accomplishment that is visible and tangible. Yeah. And then people seek freedom through it. People seek freedom through the attainment of the financial and attainment of the network and the lifestyle that they have acquired. Yeah. But then ultimately, they are seeking freedom and they're seeking peace by creating those environments. Now let's go to the other side of it, right? The spiritual realm. People like Eckhart Tolle is well known. My first teacher was Neil Donald Walsh. Maybe Don Miguel Ruiz falls under that, and then Gary Zukav. I want to talk about him because he talked about the authentic power, the integration of the self and the soul, which a major part of what I teach and the message that I have to the world. Now, when you dive into the spiritual realm, they are promoting and presenting that true freedom and the ultimate love or peace will never be attainable through the achievement in the 3D physical world. But then rather, to be okay with, let's say, not having anything, to be okay with being nobody, and not to really get confined with building a certain identity or belief or any possession, right? Because ultimately, everything that we are having in this physical life is temporary and we're renting. And to be able to tap into the essence of who we are that resides beyond the stream of time, beyond the 3D physical realm, right? Because the essence of who we are is spiritual. So the body that we have, the mind that we have, those are temporary. And the spiritual perspective says that if you become dependent on that, you will never be free because you will always be you will always be attached to the next having and doing. Yeah, which makes sense. So let's narrow down to this topic to this idea of freedom, right? So if you have a fantastic and meaningful relationship, you feel harmonious and you feel free. If you have a body that you can move without any constraint limitation, you will feel free. If you have an unlimited amount of money, ability to do things in a way that you want to do without any concern, you will feel free. So that is true, right? The attainment of the finance and attainment of the growth of the business enables us to be free. Yeah. But what that aspect, the achievement, right? The achievement department, what that doesn't give us is the freedom from the mind because you will always be attached to the next thing. Yeah. Now, let's go to the spiritual aspect, right? Now, freedom from the spiritual aspect is that you practice being nobody, you practice living from the essence place, and you practice being okay with whatever the life circumstance is, and you will be detached from your own thinking. And sometimes in Japanese, even, you have a practice that represent a sense of emptiness, right? The emptiness of the mind. Now, that will enable us to feel absolutely free in this moment, not in the future, but in this moment, because everything that we creates limitation comes from our thinking and the meaning that we attach to it, right? That's the like a spiritual aspect of it, right? So both will enable us to create freedom. And because we are spiritual being and having a human experience, what I have come to realize is that, okay, we want to have an endless, unlimited opportunity in a way that we want to be doing, but then we actually want to be living from this essence. So what I am so passionate about sharing to the world is what if we can live both? Living from the essence and the spiritual essence of who we are. So we're not attached to anything, right? And you are fully present in the moment. And you are having so much fun constructing the identity that you want to create to be able to shape and form and play in this physical world to live the way that you are wanting. Yeah. So the desire, the manifestation of desire is in the personal development field. And the essence of who you are living from that and with that in that place is the spiritual place. And the integration of the two, right? The self is the concept in the mind, the you, the story of you, the image of you that you have in your mind lives only in your mind. And depending on what you choose to see yourself, the corresponding feeling lives in your body. And the corresponding feeling that lives in your body is going to be the cause of the outside. Now, we understand the mechanism of the mind and the body, subconscious, and the universe, and the universal law of cause and effect attraction. And you come from that essence spiritual place. So that is the full integration. Now, that I feel that is the ultimate way of living life, because you are having fun creating and creating interaction and relationship and expansion in what we do. But then you're not married to any of those, but you are so detached from it because fundamentally you know, and you embody that knowing moment to moment. That's the key. Embody that knowing moment to moment, that you are none of those stuff ultimately in the realm of absolute. Yeah. So that requires a deliberate practice moment to moment to embody that knowing of who we are each and every moment, and begin playing with that mind to construct the identity inside of us, so we can move through life playing, having fun, connecting, creating, expanding, to be able to, and then ultimately to be able to touch others, to be able to share this message. So the conclusion of this conversation is that the act of giving is what summarize everything. When we are able to give something that we are feeling called to the message and to touch others, actually you're demonstrating both the spiritual essence of who we are, and then to be able to uh, express your innate gift so you can touch others, to use that opportunity and interaction to integrate everything that we're doing. That is the ultimate way of living. But what we want to really keep in mind is to embody that knowing of who we are constantly, because when we start distracted out of that and become so consumed by the having and doing and creating in the outside, the identity that we're shaping is gonna sooner or later start taking over, and we will start being disconnected from the whole, and we start focusing on the immediate creation, and we will start feeling something is missing. Yeah. So it requires a balance of both to be able to integrate and to live the life in a way that we're designed to live, and to enjoy each and every moment, so we can produce the freedom that we want, but that freedom already resides inside of us without doing and having anything. So I know I kind of explain going around different things, and I combine different aspect of the teachings and practices, but I'm curious to know, what your takeaway is from this message, and if you have any ideas or anything that you want to share, or if you have anything that you want me to talk about, please feel free to comment below. And embodying this practice is what we are here to do, and I am here to share this message so more people can hear and find this practice, to be able to free ourselves from anything and all the mental construct. So to line up with the way that we're supposed and designed to live is to deliver that message is my mission and the purpose. So comment below if you have any questions, and I'll see you in the next video.